Alrighty, we are live. This live stream has been long in the making. Today I'm with one of my Twitter buddies, Satchel Movies, and we're going to be talking about the future of comic book movies. Like I said, we've been discussing this since like September, but we're finally around doing it, and I wanted to make it a live stream because I felt like that'd be fun. I'm playing around with StreamYard now. We'll wait a couple seconds for people to come in, but meanwhile, let's bring him in. Welcome to the live
Hello.
stream.
Hi, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and in preparation, I watched some of your videos to kind of know what am I getting into. And one of the things I have to just bring up real quick is I saw your. I was like, okay, so he's a movie fan. What is he into? I watched your favorite movies video, and you put Whiplash very, very high. So I was like, okay, This man's a very cultured human being. So if you don't know, Whiplash is my favorite movie of all time.
Yes,
so
no, I do. Yeah.
I saw that, and I was like, all right, well, we're going to be fine.
I love Whiplash is so good. Unfortunately, it's not like that high up anymore just because, recency bias. But
of course, yeah.
It's so good. Okay, we got some people in the chat. Ashback Studios, welcome to the stream.
Hello.
Mike is still in school, but hopefully either have us on the back or can just watch the replay. Gavin, welcome.
Welcome.
So basically, let's wait for a couple more people to join. Then we have some just bullet points to talk over. I want this to be a very community-driven thing, but so far this is going really well.
I like the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood poster in the back.
Thank you.
Big fan.
Yeah, I just got into it. It's like I said, I change my favorite movie so often. That was my favorite movie when I bought the poster. Mm-hmm. Now I think it's The Social Network.
Ooh, yeah, Fincher. Good one. I need to give that another rewatch because the night I watched it, I was like really tired. I don't think I could fully appreciate it.
I actually watched it I started it during the summer. I'm like, I'm not into this right now. And I know it's a good movie, so I want to give it, the diligence it deserves.
Exactly. Yeah, Fincher's one of my favorites for sure.
I've only seen Social Network.
Gotcha.
Filmography, but I want to check out Gone Girl.
So good.
Glad to hear it.
Zodiac is incredible.
Right, Team to Zodiac. That's on my.
Yeah, Zodiac's
I can watch that soon.
Fight Club's a wild one.
Right.
Very good. It's a lot. that's how I'd still give it like top tier rating, but it's just, like I said, it's just a lot.
Gavin says his favorite film is Shawshank.
That is a great pick.
David, I need to see more Fincher. Yes, I really do.
Fincher's the man. He's in my top 5.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, it's my top 5. I always mess around with like the 5th director a lot, but it's Kubrick at number 1 always, and then Scorsese, Fincher, and then like 4 and 5 they flip around. It could be like anywhere from Steven Spielberg to like sometimes it's Chazelle. Damien Chazelle's very high on my list because Whiplash, La La Land.
Exactly. I haven't seen what is it, Apollo? He did Apollo 2, right?
First Man.
That's it.
Yeah. Highly underrated in my opinion. I don't think a lot of people give that movie the credit it deserves.
Not a lot of people have seen it. It's just kind of like his main 2 music films that people talk about.
And then he did a student film called Guy and Madeline on Our Park Bench. Kind of hard to find physical copies. I managed to get one, which is really cool. I got a DVD copy of it. I had to though, because Chazelle's the one who made me want to get into filmmaking and stuff. So I figured I'd go for it.
Nice. And in your bio, it says you are a director. So are you in film school? What projects do you do?
I'm doing mainly like independent stuff. I'm taking a lot of classes through. Have you heard of Masterclass?
Yes.
I've been taking classes on there. Just doing a lot of different independent things. I got a short film. If all things go well, it should be coming out in January. We have to film it. I have the script written and everything, and I'm excited to get that one filmed.
Very cool.
Yeah, feeling good about it.
Oh, Gavin says Guy on Madeline Park Bench is awful.
You, my sir, are entitled to your own opinion, and that's all. No, you know what? It's not for everybody. I like it because it shows Chazelle at his most primitive stage. It's like he's setting up everything that he'll do in his career, I guess. Like all the stuff that you've come to expect from his films, it's here, just in a very low budget, smaller scale, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Kind of like Nolan's Following.
Yeah, that's a perfect example. Perfect example.
I say let's. Oh, here we go. After credits. Missed the last one. I haven't seen Mando, but he's live for this one. Awesome. Glad you can make it. Well, I say let's just jump into it. Live streams can be hit or miss, but I'm sure people will cycle in.
Alrighty.
Okay, so topic 1. Marvel's future, what's happening, what we'd like to see. So overall, first of all, like where do you stand as a Marvel fan? And what was your introduction to the Marvel Universe, MCU, favorite MCU movies? And then that will kind of make sense of what you're excited to see and not excited to see.
All right, man. So in terms of Marvel as a whole, I grew up the biggest Spider-Man fan. I mean, my dad was a huge Spider-Man fan. He got me into Spider-Man. My grandma gave me the first Spider-Man movie I ever saw, which was Spider-Man 1. She gave it to me on VHS for my birthday. I watched it, and I've just been in love ever since. In terms of the MCU, Iron Man 1, obviously, because I mean, it was the first one. I saw that on TV. I didn't see it in theaters, but I saw it on TV, and I was just entranced by it. I was like, wow, this is really good. And then, years passed. I saw, what was it next? I saw Thor and then Captain America. I didn't see Hulk for years. I don't know why. But then I finally saw Avengers in the theaters, and my mind was blown. The fact that this could even like happen, it's really incredible. My favorite MCU movie, if I had to pick, I have like 3 that I always go to. Infinity War is high up there. Very, very high. Right. Something in terms of how I stand about the MCU, a lot of the films, I mean, while good, I think most of them are pretty solid. A lot of them can feel samey, and I think you can agree with that. Like a lot of them can kind of fall into the same trap of, kind of all feeling the same. But for me, like my top 3 are like not in any particular order, but it's like Infinity War, Spider-Man Homecoming, and then this is going to be a really hot take that I'm sure a lot of people in the chat are going to disagree with.
Let's hear it.
Iron Man 3, underrated.
Let's go. Yeah, I love Iron Man 3.
Yes, let's go, man. That's what I love to hear. Those 3, to me, I love those because they feel so different. Well, you look at the whole MCU, and those 3 are so different in terms of like let's look at Infinity War. Yeah, sure, it's your standard, big epic battle with world-ending events. But our heroes die in the end, which is something that's like never happened. And I think and it was interesting to see, how they followed that up in Endgame and see how they deal with their grief and things like that. Homecoming is very much this small scale, grounded Spider-Man flick. It's a high school film. I watched it when I was in high school, and it perfectly connected with me. And then Iron Man 3, because I love Shane Black. I love Shane Black's style. Kiss, Kiss, Bang, Bang. The Nice Guys. I love that stuff. And to see him do that in the MCU is like, it's great. I love it. But yeah, in terms of the ones that I don't like that much, I mean, like Hulk. Like I feel like everybody picks on.
It just feels so out of place, and it's not like that. It doesn't have the charm either.
No, yeah, it's just bland. Like the color palette,
the coloring and the color palette and the cast.
Yep, yeah. Although I do think Edward Norton is a good actor. It's just he doesn't fit the Hulk at all. Like
no, he doesn't. Especially like the kind of like the fun world that is the MCU.
Yeah, man. Mark Ruffalo was a way better choice.
Especially in the first Avengers.
Yes. Oh, he was the star of the show for that, man.
He was. Yeah.
His whole like
downhill after that. Like it's still fun. Like you can't take a Green Monster too seriously. Mm-hmm. But they talked about like committing suicide, and the other guy caught the bullet.
Yep.
And in Endgame, he's dabbing. So
yeah, man. But yeah, besides Hulk, this might be a hot take. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the Thor movies, really.
Even like Ragnarok, I gave it like a 3.5. It's like it's fun, but to a fault at a point.
Yes, and it sucks because I saw Ragnarok. I walked out of it very disappointed. I knew it was directed by Taika Waititi, and then he proceeded to then release Jojo Rabbit, which is one of the oh my god. Have you seen Jojo Rabbit?
Yes, I have. It's
okay,
twice,
yeah.
actually. It's really good.
It's one of my favorites. I love that movie. I don't even care that it came out recently. I try not to, like you were talking about, like recency disorder.
Yeah.
I try not to
feel
let
so
that...
bad for having my favorite movies just like all from the past 7 years, but
yeah, I'm trying to get better at it. But Jojo Rabbit is a special case for me because like the emotions I felt in that film, like it's the only movie where every time I watch it, I cry. Like I don't cry a lot in film. That movie gets to me every time I watch it. So yeah, I was kind of kicking myself in the butt because like, Taika Waititi made this film Ragnarok that I wasn't a huge fan of, and then he made one of my favorite movies of last year. So, but yeah, no, that's kind of how I stand on Marvel overall. How do you feel about Marvel in general?
Overall, like I was never like really in. I knew of them. My parents had like just weren't into showing me action movies because the Marvel Cinematic Universe came out when I was like 7, so I really wasn't the right age to start watching them yet because language and action, all that stuff. But then once I got older, then I really got into it. But the movie that changed it all for me was Civil War because I actually cared about what was happening. I was hyped going to the theater. We had annual passes for Disneyland, so we just kind of went to downtown Disney just to have some lunch or whatever. I talked them into taking me to the theater to see it. One of the best theaters experience of my life. Even though they were so confused, I would not shut up about it at dinner. So that really got me into it. And then from there, I was following onward. My favorite is Endgame. Was awesome seeing it, and I hate that film Twitter has warped me into getting negative about Endgame as time goes on. But I mean, it's a valid point of it's an event movie. It's an event movie. You're not going to rewatch a concert. You enjoy the concert.
Right.
So I feel like the one that lasts longest for me is actually Guardians of the Galaxy.
That is a great choice. James Gunn is a phenomenal man. I am so excited to see what he does with Suicide Squad. And yeah, I love Guardians. Yeah. They're top 10 for sure. 1 and 2. I love them both.
Let's catch up with the comments a bit because we got some people in chat.
Alrighty.
After Credits says he also found a love of Marvel through the Spider-Man craze.
Oh yeah, man. You know what's funny? Where do you stand on Spider-Man 2? I gotta ask because this is gonna. Where do you stand on Spider-Man 2?
Favorite comic book movie.
Favorite comic book. God, I wish I could say that. I don't. Okay, I need to like preface everything here. Okay, before you all yell at me, Spider-Man 2, like just looking at it from a direction standpoint, it's phenomenal. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Even I mean, I know a lot of people aren't huge. Some people aren't big fans of Tobey Maguire. I actually like his performance a lot. Alfred Molina's Doc Ock.
Massive Tobey Maguire hater in the chat. Movie Micah. He does not like Tobey Maguire at all, but I think he's pretty good.
I think he's fine. And I don't know why. And I mean, on paper, I should love this movie. And I don't know why. Just something doesn't click with me. And you know what I think it is? It's two things. The night I saw it on a crappy little box television when we were camping. And I saw it when I was really, really young. And it just so happened that night when we were camping, a raccoon stole my cookies. I'm not even joking. I had a thing of chocolate chip cookies, and a raccoon actually stole my chocolate chip cookies and ran off into the woods. So I was already mad about that. And then I watched Spider-Man 2 only for Spider-Man to lose his powers. And as a kid, I'm like, well, what the heck? This is the worst thing ever. So I always tie it back to that negative experience. But also I've gone back and rewatched it, but still something doesn't grab me. But I think I know what it is. It's because I've only seen the 2.1 version. And that extra 30 minutes might add some pacing issues that I have with it. Maybe.
Yes,
I think I just need to see
that's what I've heard.
Okay. I think I just need to see the theatrical version. So I guess in theory, I guess I've never seen the real Spider-Man 2. You know what I mean? But I need to watch it. I really need to, because all I have is the 2.1. That's the version I saw when I was a kid. And
gotcha. Okay.
That's the only DVD I have. I just need to man up and watch it.
Okay, we have Oliver Greer in the chat. He says hashtag yellow swag. That is his
Agreed.
catchphrase. Movie Micah does not like Iron Man 3. Is the worst Christmas movie, and then later possibly the worst in the MCU.
I
Yikes.
can't disagree more, man. But you know what? We love that for you, dude. We love.
After credits, he started following the MCU properly from Civil War onwards. Same with me. We went to see it for my friend's B-Day, and I fell in love with it.
Yeah, Civil War is the
B-Day,
top 5.
same as me. Yeah, Civil War is top tier.
Yeah.
I know some people like don't like it when the MCU takes itself too seriously, but I think that's all for the better.
Oh
It
yeah,
pushes the
that
genre
and
forward.
also like as a huge sorry to interrupt, Mr.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, but you know, as a huge Spider-Man fan, like seeing Spider-Man on screen with Iron Man and Captain, it was like
Exactly.
it was a literal dream come true. And also, like,
Oh, yeah.
I just love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I know there's some people that
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
like him.
Like, the buzz phrase is like it's bad from an adaptation standpoint. Well, I haven't read the comics, so I can only go off from what I'm seeing.
Right.
And he seems like a charismatic, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
With Homecoming, Far From Home is a little too Disney Channel.
No, I completely agree. I don't like Far From Home. Homecoming, I love to death. But Far From Home, I'm not a big fan of. But that's just me.
Yeah, Sam. Like I don't hate it. Like the way some like people on Spidey Twitter hate it, like High Top and Brown Table.
I love my boy Alex.
He's very entertaining.
Yes.
For many different reasons. He makes great videos with some of his tweets, man.
Hey, man, you know what? He's a very eccentric individual. I love him.
He is, but we love him for that. Yeah, no, I don't hate it nearly as much as those guys will, just because once again, not a comic book reader, and like I was kind of just thrown into the Marvel universe. It wasn't something that I was like watching when I was, a little kid. That was Star Wars for me.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let's see. Oryx says, like, onto the MCU with Captain America 1. That's why you like that movie so much. Okay, now it makes sense. I got really into it with the Avengers. I got really, really, really into it with Ragnarok, and he got really, 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 really into it with Infinity Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much same with me, but I didn't see Ragnarok in theaters.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think Captain America 1's a little underrated. I don't think it's like a masterpiece or anything, but I think it's pretty underrated.
It's a solid film, yeah. It's just one of the ones I... Like, if I'm doing a rewatch, I'll skip it, just because, like, I know what happens. He becomes
that's fair. That's fair.
Oh, Jennifer Vega is in chat. I wasn't a huge fan of the Thor movie since Ragnarok. I really adore that movie, one of my faves in the MCU, alongside with Winter Soldier. What are your thoughts on Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier, man, I haven't seen it in forever. Oh my gosh. I think this is so bad. I've only seen the movie once, and it was like when I saw it in theater. I remember liking it. I remember thinking it was great, but I haven't seen it since, and I haven't gone back to watch it. I just haven't felt the need to either. I don't know why. I guess that film doesn't grab me in the way that others do. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just weird.
Yeah, saying it doesn't really grab me. It's like it's a good spy movie, but the complexity that I hear people talking about, I've never really got that. Yeah. But I think Last Jedi, I don't think it's like a cinematic masterpiece, but I really enjoy that movie for some of the more cinephile reasons. But this is a Marvel episode. If I start talking about Last Jedi, I will not stop.
We got to do a Star Wars thing.
We do, yeah.
I would love to talk about Star Wars with you. That'd be fun.
That would be fun. Okay, let's see. Running through the comments, Spider-Verse is a masterpiece.
Yes.
Okay, some people in the chat aren't loving Black Panther. What do you think about Black Panther?
Black Panther, it's fine. I think it's a good movie. And man, it's hard to criticize it now because of what happened with Chadwick, unfortunately. Because I feel bad when I say something negative about the movie. I think it's a good movie, and you know what? Even though I'm not like head over heels saying, "Oh my God, it's a masterpiece," all that matters at the end of the day is that there's a lot of people that really connect with this character, and a lot of people that really love this character. And you know what? If people can have the experience that I have with Spider-Man, with Black Panther, you know what? That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Exactly. No, that's a very good answer, because like sometimes especially with film, especially like when they're kind of in the same genre, it's like they just connect with different people for many different reasons. So yeah, no, Black Panther is a very important movie. I'm glad it exists. I like it. I definitely moved it up after he passed away, just because I saw how much it truly meant. Like that gif of those kids dancing in the school, it's because they were going to go see Black Panther. It's just there's something so special in that. And then even though it's not, it empowered me the way it empowered other people,
right?
It's still incredible, and it's a solid film. It's a solid, enjoyable film. So for many reasons, I have it pretty high up than most.
Yeah, pretty much my only issue with it is like the third act. Like the
third act, the CGI. That's all.
Yeah, but Killmonger is like my second favorite MCU villain. For me,
Yeah,
personally,
I think I would agree. Yeah,
I mean the performance that Michael B. Jordan gave. Oh my lord! And
it's
like
so good. It's so
his dialogue
captivating.
too. He's just
So quotable. Exactly.
yes. The quote about bury me in the sea where my brothers jumped from the ships because
Because
of
they knew death is better than bondage.
yes. Oh, so
So good.
good. So good. I love that.
Let's see. Oryx says it actually isn't. I'm not sure what we're talking about. Oh, I grew to like it. Oh, okay. Talking about Endgame and the event that is Endgame. I grew to like it more and more only this year. Endgame made it better for me. Okay, I'm still not exactly sure what we're talking about. Sorry, we have lots of comments.
Oh, that's a loaded
Is the
question
MCU
right there. That's a loaded question. Ooh.
Technically, yes.
I mean, it comes out in the words of Robert Downey Jr. Well, it comes out in theaters, so
and it has the phrase "cinematic" in it. So
yeah.
Where do you? But like, taking the question seriously, like, is it actually quality filmmaking? Depends, because I would go as far to say that Mission Impossible Fallout is top tier filmmaking cinema trademark. Because not because it's a fun movie, because the filmmaking is top tier. I cannot say that about Endgame. I feel like that's kind of a little bit lazier when it comes to the filmmaking because they had so much to do.
Yeah.
But I would say Guardians is up there as for theme park rides, as Scorsese calls it. They're top tier theme park rides. Sorry, movies. So yeah, that's kind of my take on it. What's yours?
I think some of it's cinema. I like yeah, I'd put Guardians up there. I mean, like at the end of the day, film to me is all about emotion. I'm gonna start sounding like Alex here. Film is about emotion to me. Film and emotion are things that go hand in hand. You know how a film makes you feel, and you know what I gotta say. You know, for the most part, a lot of the good MCU movies really make me care.
Right.
I don't think there's a lot of like bad MCU movies. A lot of them are just average. I wouldn't consider those average ones cinema, but the ones that really made me care, like Infinity War. I mean, when I saw Spider-Man die, that killed me, man, because I grew up with the kid.
Right. Exactly.
All that stuff. So, as long as a film can make me feel, that's all that matters, in my opinion.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. Alex is High Top Films.
Yes, my boy.
And Oric was talking about Captain America 1 and that little thing.
Yep.
Okay, catching up. Fair enough. Fair enough. Overall, I say no, but it has some films I would call cinema. Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
fair. Yep, I pretty much agree with you there.
It took me multiple watches to watch. It took me multiple watches to love The Winter Soldier. As I heard, I'm with you. End line, it got me. The themes of brotherhood really stuck with me. That's totally fair. Themes are very subjective, so I can get how that can influence the watching. What do you feel about that comment?
Yeah, I can agree with that. Man, see, it's also hard for me to talk about The Winter Soldier because, like I said, I literally haven't seen it since it came. When did that movie come out? 2014, right? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 2015. I think 2014 was Guardians, or did they both come out the same year?
I think they came out in the same year. Hold on, let me check. Winter Soldier.
2014. Yes.
2014. Yeah. Okay. So
and
I was
Whiplash, two great comic. Wow, 2014 was a good year.
2014 was a great year, man. I was looking at all the stuff that came out that year one time. I was like, man, 2014, jeez. But yeah, I saw that movie when I was like 13, and I'm almost 20 now, so it's been a long time. So yeah, I need to rewatch it.
Let's see. I saw Black Panther 3 times within a month of its release. It's quite low down on my ranking. I just had to see a different with a different time. Fair enough.
Gotcha.
Both came out same year.
Oh, here we go. Well, we could use this to segue.
Okay, I know Himira. Yes, we could. Well, actually, before we get into DC.
Yes. Let's talk about the future.
What are the big projects you're looking for? Yeah, the title of the live stream.
Yeah. Okay, so Marvel lately, man, hearing about all this stuff that's going on and like the rumors of a live action Spider-Verse thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my lord. Just like I'll probably cry because like, I saw, I grew up watching the Tobey Maguire stuff. I saw all the Amazing Spider-Man movies in the theater. I saw all the MCU Spider-Man stuff in the theater. I would love to see those three together. Like you put those three together, and I'm sure it'll be great. Now overall though, I mean, aside from that, movie wise, I'd say like Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is the other one. Unfortunately, those are kind of the only two films I'm excited for, and the reason why is because, like I said, we've talked about how a lot of the Marvel films can get into this samey thing where a lot of the films feel similar, but these movies seem more unique, and also part of what was keeping me going to the theater to see these films, even if I kind of figured they would be kind of average, like say Captain Marvel or Ant-Man. In my opinion, I think those movies are kind of average. But what kept me going to see those movies was the fact that it's tied to this bigger storyline. I want to see how it ends. Now that Endgame happened, I kind of don't care personally at the moment.
Sure.
At the moment. Now, if something happens sometime down the line where they get the X-Men and the Fantastic Four in there, and then at some point they're like, oh hey, we're doing Secret Wars. I'm a huge comic book guy, and I grew up reading Secret Wars. That would do it for me. That would make me go all in and start watching everything again. But after Endgame, I got my solid ending. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I kind of am cool with that just being it. But now, in terms of the TV shows are what I'm very excited for.
Yes.
WandaVision looks phenomenal. It's so wacky and weird and the opposite of everything I would want from everything that I would think would happen in an MCU movie or an MCU project. So yeah, that one's definitely high on the list. What else got announced? There's a whole bunch of stuff. They're announcing stuff all the time. What else is?
Now we get time to try out screen sharing for the first time.
Whoa!
Can you see that?
Yeah, it's all good.
How does that look?
Yeah, I can see them all there. I think so.
Oh, I increased it on my tab, but I guess that doesn't go into the stream. Okay, so for the television, we got WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, which everybody was like getting really hyped about. For me, it's like I'm not a big fan of action movies, so it just kind of looks like an action show. Right. But I'm sure it'll be high quality. What I'm really excited about is Loki, because that's cool. I like the premise of just like that little gag in Endgame starting its own show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Loki. The trailer seems cool. I have to wait and see more. I have to. I'm pretty reserved when it comes to this stuff. I have to wait unless a trailer like grabs me, like WandaVision, where I'm like, okay, yep, you got me. I'm in. I kind of have to wait and see. Loki didn't fully grab me, although I love Tom Hiddleston as this character, so obviously I'm gonna give it a chance. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that trailer did nothing for me, if I'm being blatantly honest. It just kind of looks like whatever. Like I said, even if a trailer doesn't do it for me, I'm still gonna give it a chance. I'll watch like the first couple episodes. But if I'm a couple episodes in and I'm like, I don't know that I'd continue watching it. But hey, you know what? We'll see.
Yes. Let's catch up with comments real quick. Let's see. MCU and Spider-Man 3 is starting to look very crowded. It makes me worried. I've heard this comment a lot. I'll let you take it.
Yeah, fair concern. I think for fans of that version of the character, Tom Holland's Spider-Man, it can definitely seem kind of scary because it's like, I'm sure for massive fans of that character, that version of the character, it's like, oh, well, I kind of wanted to see more of this Peter. And then maybe we do a Spider-Verse after his trilogy is capped off. But yeah, I don't know. For me, like I kind of said earlier, I like to play a wait and see approach. I want to wait and see, how these things are going to work, if these things will pay off or if they're just a gimmick. I'm very reserved. I used to get like blindly hyped about everything, but I've kind of calmed down in my older years. I'm saying older years like I'm like a 60-year-old man, but I'm not even 20 yet.
I have calmed down in my older years, and I am 16. So. because we're so privileged to like grow up where all of this information is just like the norm.
Yeah.
So it's like we kind of have our opinions when stuff comes out, even before the stuff comes out. And I'm not worried because, no offense to Mr. Films and Random, it's Marvel. Like I'm not sure why people are worried about it. They've balanced many characters before.
Yeah.
Civil War is a prime example where it's a drama and they introduce new characters, set up stories. And I think this is just going to be more just truly fan service of just like, look who's here. I feel like all of the other random cameos will either be, and it also in like the headlines, does it say for Spider-Man 3 or is it just kind of like coming back? You remember?
Yeah, I think they said for Spider-Man 3.
Okay, because I was thinking that maybe it could just be like in Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange is just going by and it's just like, oh look, it's Kristen Dunst. Oh look, it's Emma Stone.
Yeah.
That's another thing that they could do, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. Yeah, I think it is somewhat of a valid concern. I mean, like what you were saying, the MCU has balanced it before. I will say though, it to me it depends on the writer and the director, right? Like how can these people balance it? How can these people balance these characters? Now, if it was like the Russo brothers doing this, I would have no worries at all.
Sure, yeah.
Because like, I mean, they've shown they can handle like tons of characters just fine. John Watts is set to direct this, right? It's not another director.
Yes, John Watts. Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't hate John Watts. I don't love him either. So we'll just have to see. I mean, I'm not like worried, but I'm not like, oh, this is going to be the greatest movie ever made. You know what I mean?
Right. You got to approach it with caution.
Yeah.
But I think it would really surprise me if it's bad. Like it might not be great, but might be messy, but it would really surprise me if it's bad.
I think at the very least, it'll be a fun time at the movies. I mean, come on, you get to see Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire on screen. Could you? I just, dude,
it's gonna be a dream.
Yeah,
it really is. Okay, let's see. We have a conversation about Electro being a good villain. Give your quick thoughts on that.
Well, if we're talking Amazing Spider-Man 2 Electro,
yeah.
That ain't it.
No, yeah. I haven't seen TASM 2 in a long time, so I can't really comment on that.
You don't go.
My side of Twitter has been praising it a lot recently. I'm not sure why.
Twitter's wild,
but yeah, no comments on that. There's two huge MCU storylines. I'm not sure. I'm not even talking about Fantastic Four and X-Men.
Fantastic Four. Well, that got announced. Hey man, you know what? Again, that's kind of another wait and see thing. I really want. I mean, how do you feel about the older Fantastic Four films?
Say what? Sorry, you cut out.
Oh, okay. How do you feel about the other Fantastic Four films, the older ones?
I've seen glimpses of the one with Chris Evans just on TV. And then the 2015 one, not good.
Oh, yeah. I still to this day have never seen the 2015 one. I grew up watching the original too, though. But yeah, I think it'll be nice to hopefully see Fantastic Four done right, and then maybe a new interpretation of the X-Men, because to me those X-Men will always be my X-Men, because I mean,
right,
man, come on, like Hugh Jackman, like. That'll never, you know what I mean? Like Hugh Jackman will always be my Wolverine, but you know what? I'm not closed-minded like a lot of people are. I'm always open.
Sure, yeah. Okay, let's try to do a quick speed round. Okay. They're doing Secret Invasion. What are your thoughts on that? That's true. I can't believe that was on top of mine.
Secret Invasion. What is Secret Invasion? I don't know.
I don't blame you.
It's the Skrulls, right?
It's the scroll one,
okay,
yeah.
Okay, I had to.
Or it's a comic book reader, so I know that probably means a lot more to him than us. Do you read comics or casually?
I do read comics sometimes. I not as much as I used to. When I was in 8th grade, me and this girl I was friends with, we were really into comics. After that, I don't know what happened. I just kind of stopped reading them. But no, yeah, I had to pull it out of the memory bank. Yeah, I remember the Skrulls and.
Yeah.
Disguise themselves as people. Yeah. That'll be interesting.
It will be interesting. I can't really like comment on it just because I'm like not attached to the source material, but
right.
I've heard about it. I'm excited that they're doing it.
Yeah, I hope it's pulled off well.
Let's see some more conversation about Electro. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, I forget the proper pronunciation, but I'll just say Shang-Chi. How do you say it?
Shang-Chi, I believe.
Twitter was like freaking out that they were saying it wrong for the longest time.
It's Twitter. Who cares? Yeah.
Yeah, let's just say it. Shang-Chi is my okay. What are your thoughts on that? Cool. Like I that's nowhere near my top, but I love to hear why that is for you.
Yes, I'd love to hear why as well. I don't know much about Shang-Chi. Like I said, I'm open to all these films at some point. Granted, like in terms of the films, like I'm not gonna for a show it's different. I can stop watching a show whenever I want. Like if the first couple episodes don't grab me, it's like okay, I'm out. But
Right.
to go see a film, a trailer really has to grab me. Otherwise, especially now after Endgame, like I was saying earlier, now I don't feel the need to go to every film. So if
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not going to pressure myself in that way. But I mean, hey man, I don't want movies to fail. I want
Yeah.
movies to be good. So I
Same.
mean,
Yeah.
I want I would hate for Shang-Chi to be bad, especially for you since it's your most anticipated film. But I gotta wait and see more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Same for me.
So I feel like a broken record, but yeah, it's just kind of the same thing. I just gotta wait and see more.
I am excited to see a proper interpretation of the Mandarin. Like once again, I was never really like I didn't mind the twist in Iron Man 3, and I know clearly you didn't because it's top
Oh
3
no,
for
it's
you.
great. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's cool, it's interesting. But yeah, no, I can't wait to see a proper adaptation of that. Yeah. Oh, internals. Yeah. We completely forgot about that. That's gonna be great. I cannot wait to see the MCU playing around with gods and stuff.
Okay. So, man. So for me, the Eternals is the one where I'm just like, I know nothing.
Same, and that's kind of why I'm excited.
Oh, that's why you're excited? Okay, that's fair. So for me, I don't know. We just got off a huge space high of all the Infinity War and
Right.
I'm hoping that we get more grounded stuff. I don't want to go to space for a while. I mean, granted, they're getting into the cosmic stuff, so I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if my wish will be fulfilled. But I mean, obviously, WandaVision is very wild and weird, but it's it's at least more grounded. But my real hope, what I really want, and you last time we talked, well, you were talking about this. Did you finish watching Daredevil?
Yes.
You did. Okay. Yeah, that's. I mean, you see the whole Save Daredevil thing all over Twitter.
Right, and
sure.
they guess they got it. It's still a rumor, but
that'd be hope. That'd be hype.
Yeah. No, there was like a big rumor that people were taking pretty seriously from like and then in that Disney Investor Day thing, they showed like an image with someone who very much looks like Daredevil in comic book form. So,
hey man, for me, it's like as long as Charlie Cox comes back, I mean,
right.
Yeah. But also,
I have no doubt that we will see Daredevil. They got to bring him back, and I think they will because I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but from what I know, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, I'm just for me, I liked Daredevil because of the edge it had, because it was
sure, yeah.
And they've said before that they don't want to do a lot of like R-rated content on Disney Plus, so that kind of scares me a little. Like if they were to bring
now they have that adult section with the 18.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, I didn't see that.
It's not available in the US yet, so that's why.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Never mind. That gives me hope. Well, what I was gonna say was before I learned that is I'm worried about the Daredevil losing like the grittiness that made it so good. But now if this adult section comes to fruition, yeah, I'm down, man. I'm down for some more Daredevil.
Yeah, no, that will be great. Okay, so we're gonna have to cut through some of these comments because there's just so many. Overall, I think we've tackled them in one way or another. Let's see. Oh, cool. Obi-Wan Kenobi's in the chat.
Yo, hey man, I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. Let me just say, I think Darth Vader did you dirty, bro. I gotta say.
You are a bold one. I've been thinking about this. This is my dream. Okay, here we go. We have a response. I am anticipating Shang-Chi because I love the cast and the new type of story for the MCU. I want to see the Mandarin done a bit better. Also, I like seeing more new. Yeah, that's totally valid response.
Yep.
I will see it. I cannot wait for the trailer. I cannot wait, to see it in theaters. It's just like not that high up for me. But all of that is definitely reasons to be hype.
I completely agree. Good on you, Mr. After Credits. I'm happy you're hyped for it.
Let's see. A Marvel show I personally feel cut short was I've heard of it, haven't seen it. But
yeah, never saw it.
So sorry, we can't really comment on that. And then love to see it. Some more Revenge of the Sith memes.
Nice.
My most anticipated piece of content is definitely Spider-Man 3, or whatever they're gonna end up calling it.
Yeah.
But show-wise, by a mile, Hawkeye. I love the
Oh, okay.
cast. I love the dog. Most importantly of all,
I haven't paid too much attention. They're doing Kate Bishop, right?
they're doing Kate Bishop, played by Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, Haley Steinfeld, that's a great choice.
Yeah, no, it is. Like, just from the set photos, it looks great. I'm hoping that it is kind of like the more fun Daredevil, because probably it's going to be like crime bosses and all that
That's
stuff.
a cool way of putting it. The more fun, lighthearted Daredevil. That's exactly, a cool way to that's a cool way to put it. I like that.
Yeah, and like the set photos look really great so far. So, it just looks fun. All the actors seem to be having fun. I enjoyed Jeremy Renner. So yeah, that's I don't have a good reason for why I'm so hyped for it. It's just I have faith that it will be a really good series.
That's fair, man. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
Love this comment. If the Hawkeye has a dog, it will be amazing as Toby.
That's your dog's name, right?
You get the reference.
Is that your dog's name, Toby?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I
that's my version of Awesome-tacular.
Yes, I know that because like I said earlier, I was kind of doing my research on what I was getting into. And so I checked out your Letterboxd page. I was like, okay, so this guy's cultured, and I saw one of your reviews was as amazing as Toby. I was like, oh,
Toby,
okay. Yeah. Toby must be his dog, I assume.
Yes. Moon Knight. Yes. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. Right. Oscar Isaac. I once again.
Oh, Oscar Isaac's gonna be Moon Knight.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be. And I didn't know this. Oscar Isaac is half Jewish, and it's a Jewish character, so
cool,
more representation, the better.
Hey, we love that. Yeah, man, I like Oscar Isaac a lot. Have you seen Ex Machina before?
No. I'm not sure if I hesitated, but no. That's A24, yeah?
Yes, you should watch that. It's on Netflix.
That's right, it is.
It's funny. It's got Hux and Poe in the movie.
Oh, so, okay. I've seen a clip of that, like just like the two of them together. I'm like, what movie is that? Cool.
Yeah, it's really good. Oscar Isaac is phenomenal.
He's a really good actor. I'm not a big fan of the character of Poe, but he definitely brought life into that. Okay, we gotta switch over to DC because we've been talking for Marvel for like 42 minutes. Bad feeling about what?
Oh no! Whenever Obi-Wan gets a bad feeling, I get scared.
And Mike says Toby because Toby is awesome.
Yes.
Okay, time to switch up the school banner. DC Second Wind. Okay, we are now talking about DC. So let's try to keep our overall. So first, we're gonna do overall opinions on DC, like mainly the DCEU, but also not because, as we'll talk about later, it's kind of expanding. So, what are your current thoughts on the DC universe?
DC in general. Okay, so as a kid, I was more of a Marvel guy. As I've grown up, I've definitely been more into the DC stuff. I love Batman, all that jazz. Joker last year, I loved. That movie was everything I wanted it to be. Is it perfect? No, not by a mile. I have a lot of issues with the script and things like that. But I mean, like Joaquin Phoenix as that character is great. But yeah, I like DC as a whole. The DCEU, I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not I'm not a diehard Snyder fan, but I will say I am excited to see the Snyder cut, and I'm excited to see. I'm excited for his diehard fans that finally get to see what that entails. And like I said earlier, I'm open to pretty much anything. But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this right now. I don't know where you stand on Suicide Squad, but that movie is my least favorite movie, like ever.
Ever? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the reason why is so Whiplash is my favorite movie because that is everything I love about film. Everything that I love in movies, that's Whiplash. Nice. Everything I hate about movies, that's Suicide Squad. Personally,
very well put,
what? You know what? If people enjoy it, I might thoroughly disagree, but hey, you know what? If you like Suicide Squad, that's fine. And part of the
it's one of those movies I can just kind of like watch. It's just like if it's on what's the channel, like TMZ or FX, and I'll be like, oh, cool. But it's not good.
No, yeah.
It's not creative. It's not funny. It's just there.
Yeah, I can't watch it. I watched it once in the theater and I almost fell asleep, but I pushed through it and thought that was fine. The second time I watched it, I thought The second time I watched it, I was like, wow, this is really bad. And then I actually fell asleep the second time. And also, man, this is the one. Jared Leto's Joker kills me. It actually hurts my soul.
Okay.
The Joker
elaborate, because like I've been kind of like don't care about that one. So
Jared Leto's Joker. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, Joker is one of my favorite villains, just like ever. He's up there with like Darth Vader, like Terrence Fletcher. Even Terrence Fletcher's God's here because he's the boy. Yeah. But yeah, Joker is one of my favorites. I love seeing him done well. Up until Leto, I thought there wasn't a bad interpretation of him. I like Cesar Romero's like comic booky, wacky side. I like Jack Nicholson being Jack Nicholson in clown makeup. I liked Heath Ledger, obviously. God rest his soul. Goated. And then I, of course, love Joaquin Phoenix. I like Joaquin Phoenix and Heath Ledger equally. I like both of those interpretations for different reasons. But Leto is like, it's like if somebody who specifically shopped at Hot Topic got their hands on the character and wanted to make him this like sex crazed edgelord. And
that's a perfect description.
That's not. I'm all for different interpretations, and if you like Jared Leto's Joker, that's perfectly fine. But that is not what I look for in the Joker personally.
It's definitely different, but it's not what the Joker should or can be.
Yep, I completely agree. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of my general thoughts on that. But DC as a whole, I like it, and I'm very excited for the future.
Same. I like this comment a lot. Watching the bat. Oops. What did I just do? The stream different for you?
No, it looks fine to me.
Okay, cool. Watching the Batman trailer is part of my routine. That is a very solid and healthy routine.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more when we get into the future of DC, I'm sure, because there's a lot of things I have to say about the future of DC.
Yes, Batman's my favorite, but Suicide Squad is not a very close second, but a very respectable second.
Yeah,
DC is on the right path now. Yes. Really excited for the Batman, as you should be. I cannot wait for that. Watching Justice League again was one of the lamest things I've done in quarantine. Yes, yeah, same. I did that too. Okay, I cannot wait for the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I'm excited to see an interesting version of that movie.
Exactly. That's a great word. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's not interesting. It's so predictable, so boring, so formulaic, so dull. Not funny. Everything that could be wrong with the comic book movie is in that movie.
Yep.
The Batman 22 was, yes, 100% agree.
Yeah.
Actually, do I 100% agree? I think so.
My most anticipated film right now is Babylon, Damien Chazelle's next film.
Yeah,
because
sure.
I've read. I don't want to like say a lot. I've read like the synopsis. Like, I mean, granted, it could just be like a rumor or whatever. I read the synopsis of it, and I was like, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to spoil anything if it is true. There wasn't spoilers in there, but if it's true, it's the most Damien Chazelle thing I've ever heard, but so different from anything he's ever done before. And I'm a Chazelle shill, so
right.
I am just beyond excited. And the fact that I guess Tobey Maguire might be in the movie would be amazing. Like to see Tobey in a Chazelle film would be like, whoa, that's crazy.
He's a good dramatic actor, and that's what he did before Spider-Man. So that would actually be really cool.
Yeah, man.
So excited for the Snyder Cut. So am I. Wait, this is a good segue. I love Batman vs Superman. Your turn.
Okay, so I find the original cut of Batman v Superman to be kind of boring, personally. I unfortunately have not seen the Ultimate Edition. I'd love to though.
Okay.
I feel like Snyder set up ideas and themes in the theatrical release of Batman v Superman. I think there are ideas and themes that aren't fully fleshed out for me, and I've heard they are fleshed out in Ultimate Edition. So I'm gonna leave my, leave my judgments until then because I still need to see it. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of BVS. I respect it for a few things. Love the fight scene in the warehouse. I like Ben Affleck. I know some people aren't big fans of Ben Affleck for some reason, but I like him in general. So seeing him as Batman was fun. But yeah. So I'm curious, what makes BVS good in your opinion? Because
So
I'm curious.
the phrase that I kept saying in my review is that it's a fun modern political thriller surrounding two of my favorite characters. It's not as good as Civil War, not even close, but I have lots of fun with it. I like Henry Cavill as Superman. I feel like he is a good kind of stoic modern Superman. I really don't like the older Supermans. I feel like they're just too cheesy, especially for me who never really grew up on them.
Fair enough.
I like this version of Batman. I don't like him killing, but I also don't mind it. A lot of it comes down to me just not being offended at some things that people are offended by, like Batman killing,
Yeah.
Cavill being very stoic, of this being a very driven political drama with the fight just being a little tiny thing at the end. So most of the things that people don't like, I like just because I am into political dramas, and it takes itself probably a little too seriously, but overall I like it. The pacing is pretty bad, but the Ultimate Edition really does flesh it out.
I need to watch it. So personally, I love the Christopher Reeves Superman. I love that old school because to me, what Superman. I mean, I'm not the big fan of the stoic Superman, but of course I'm willing to give it a chance. I don't hate it, but I don't like love it either. To me,
Yeah.
like Superman is always that chill dude that just wants to do the right thing and just he's a human first, not a god first. And I think that's something that a lot of interpretations get wrong with him. And in my opinion, I mean, while I do like the Christopher Reeves Superman, I don't think that there's actually been a quality Superman adaptation in live action ever, like a perfect one. Like, granted, nothing's perfect, right?
Sure.
No, there's no Superman that I can latch onto and be like, yeah, that's my ideal Superman. It's always it's always like, oh, okay. This Superman's got a little bit of something that I like, but he's missing part of it. And then this Superman's got something I like, but he's missing part of it. There's not that ultimate one for me. But yeah, I'm still excited to see him in the Snyder Cut and stuff. But yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, that's very fair. Oops.
Yo.
Remove. That was supposed to come in later for another comment.
Okay.
Let's see. The Snyder Cut is still my most anticipated. Looks dope. Yes, it does. No, it looks so great, and I just love, creative freedom. We should want that for directors.
Yep, completely agree. I think tying a filmmaker down to making them do something that they don't want to do is disgusting, and I don't think it's a thing
exactly yeah.
Done. Especially as a nonconformist myself, I really went against the grain. I've gone against the grain my whole life. In high school, just a little personal thing about me. I was not having a good time at high school, so I didn't drop out, but I left to an alternative program and just finished up my high school degree there because I was not fond of the system at the high school anymore. The former principal had left, and they were doing a complete change in management, and I hated what everything stood for, and I just left. So I'm not someone who does things they don't want to do, and that's probably a bad thing. I'm very stubborn in that way. I like to focus on the things that really matter to me, like these independent short films that I've been putting out and want to continue to put out. So yeah, that's kind of a side tangent. So whenever I see a director get forced to do something they don't want to do, it hurts my soul. I wouldn't want that done to me. I think even if we don't like their vision, we should let them at least have their say before we critique it. And I'm not saying like critiquing is bad or anything, of course, but I think that we should at the very least give a director or a show or whatever from multiple directors, a showrunner, I guess we should give them our time of day before making a full valid critique of it
exactly. No, thank you for sharing that story. That's really cool. And no, I 100% agree. Like, give them their creative freedom, let them truly show what they have to offer to this world and to the comic book world.
Absolutely.
And especially of a genre that means so much to so many people. So yeah, I'm happy for the Snyder cultists who are respectful and nice.
Yeah, there's some toxic ones out there, but
there's some very toxic ones out there. But for those of you who've just been campaigning for this, that's been great. I'm so happy for you guys.
Yep.
I would be worried, but I don't really trust IMDb.
Yeah, I don't listen to reviews anymore. I don't watch. I don't even read reviews until after I've seen a film. But yeah, I'd
If
say
I care about it, yes, I do that too.
yeah.
But if it's just kind of like run of the mill, then I'll check it out.
Yeah. Like if you're like if it's a film you're kind of like, oh, this looks kind of cool. What are the reviews before I waste like $15 on a movie ticket? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I would say as far as Wonder Woman 84 goes, man, just go in with an open mind. Don't get worried until you see it for yourself and then form your own opinion. Don't let some weirdo on IMDb tell you what to think, or weirdos
Exactly. Yeah.
anywhere tell you what to think.
More Snyder praise. Love to see it.
Yep.
I'm glad they're going away from a cinematic universe approach. Yes, now that's what I
That's
wanted
my
to talk
boy
about.
right there. The mic. We love that. We love to see that, my guy. Yeah, we'll talk about that more when we get into the future of DC, because like I said, I have a lot of things to say about the future of DC. It's going to be fun.
Oh, we can kind of touch on it now because it's just kind of all turned into one segment.
Let's go, man. All right, so future of DC. Let's start with you this time. How are you feeling about the future of DC?
I am feeling so positive about it, and I like that the cinematic universe, for whatever reason, just was not working for them. And the way that they're doing it now, like as we keep mentioning, Alex said, it's just kind of they're doing whatever they want. They want to try, connecting they have the Flash, who kind of connects it all. They have the Batman, which is a total crime drama, probably even darker than the Nolan movies, possibly rated R. And they also have fun, wacky movies like Wonder Woman 84 and The Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey, which broke the fourth wall. They're just trying different stuff. And if they want to connect it through this made up thing, the multiverse, because once again, this is all made up, they can do it. So I love that they're taking themselves seriously, but at the same time, doing whatever they want. I think that's great, allows for creative freedom. And that's why I'm more excited about the filmmaking. That sounds so pretentious,
I
but
agree,
yeah, I'm so
I agree.
excited for the filmmaking that's happening behind the cameras, because that usually attributes to really great movies. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about the future.
Yeah, I'm so ready, man, because like DC has been getting their butt kicked for so long. And I'm just excited to see this new DC, this director driven DC, because
yes, that's a great way of saying it. Yeah,
I think my biggest issue with the Marvel films is, like I said, they all kind of feel the same, and I don't think that's the fault of the directors. I think it's the fault of the suits at the MCU.
Exactly.
Not that like they're all bad. I'm sure some of the suits are great people, but the problem is like with Iron Man 2 was meant to be a very different film, but Marvel had Jon Favreau cram a bunch of crap in there that just didn't.
Exactly. That's a perfect example. Yeah,
that's a perfect example, I think. But if DC continues to do this thing, we're like, hey, you know what? We're not worried about a cinematic universe, guys. Directors, just take a character, have fun. Because like you think like 5 years ago, if DC was still running their company the way they were, do you think we would have gotten Joker? No.
No.
That would have never happened. And then now we're all good because Todd Phillips walked in there and was like, hey, you know what? Let me try something. Yeah. And then they're like, okay. And then it worked out. And it made a first R-rated movie to break $1 billion.
A billion, yeah.
And then DC
Joker didn't. Deadpool didn't make $1 billion.
Deadpool did not make $1 billion, I don't think.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Which is surprising. I guess people like Mr. J. I guess. I mean, I agree.
It's actually surprising that Deadpool even got close, because Deadpool, like that was an obscure. The marketing for that was really good. It's just kind of
the marketing. Deadpool's marketing campaign, I think, is probably the best marketing campaign I've ever seen for a movie ever.
Probably, it just makes you want to see it. It's kind of like Disneyland. It's like, oh, this looks fun. I can't wait to see this. This is an event, and we can make a day out of it. So yeah, really good marketing. Anyways, kind of a tangent. The future of DC, all rests on Flashpoint. They need to get that right. Yes and no, because like if they kind of mess it up, they still got other stuff to do. So that's kind of a blessing of no longer it being a cinematic universe Marvel copycat.
Yeah, if it was still a cinematic universe, I would probably agree with that. But like I was saying earlier, we got Matt Reeves' Batman, James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Oh,
yes, I know. I cannot wait for that.
I am so ready because I've talked about how much I hate Suicide Squad, the original.
Yes.
I hate that movie with a burning passion. I really have nothing but disdain for that film. And I actually want to make a video on why I think that film fails on almost every level of filmmaking one day. I don't like to put a lot of negative stuff out there, but that is one time. That's probably like, I like to post more positive things, or on my channels, I like to post mostly positive things, or when I need to criticize something, I will. But that's gonna have to be an exception where I really dig into Suicide Squad. But
yeah,
I am excited to see Suicide Squad done right. I'm excited to see Suicide Squad done by a filmmaker who really cares and a studio that's not going to interfere. I'm so ready. I can't wait because I feel like I'm going to be rid of this curse because I don't think you realize how much I actually like Suicide Squad affected me in a negative way. It broke my
I don't
soul.
think I do, yeah, but it's true.
I don't think it's possible to. It's sad that a movie did this to me. It really is, but like that movie really cut deep. It actually offends me. So I'm excited to see a film with almost the same name just be miles better than that, and then I can finally be rid of this curse. And when I talk about Suicide Squad, I'll just talk about the good one, and then I'll
The Suicide Squad, yeah.
yeah.
No, I am so incredibly hyped for Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Now I wanted to bring
Hallelujah,
this
hallelujah.
in for this comment, but I just realized copyright strikes is a thing. So I'm not going to risk that.
Yeah, we could do it. You want to do a live cover? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that.
Suicide Squad was bad but fun. I kind of agree, but
You know what? Fair enough.
Disagree. Yeah,
I completely disagree.
it's fair. Yeah. Can we
Michael.
talk about that? Michael Keaton is back. Like that's just so
My
cool.
boy, Michael.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire back, Andrew Garfield back, Batfleck back, Keaton back, and then Star Wars we have Anakin and Obi-Wan back. This is
Oh yeah. Uh oh. He's gone. Wait, am I live on his stream? Oh no. It says I'm live. Am I live on his stream? Uh-oh. Hold on. Uh-oh. It's just me. It's just me. I'm alone here. He's gone. Hi everybody. This is whoops. How do we fix this? I'm in chat. I'm in chat basically Star Wars. I'm here. How's it going, guys? Quick, talk about Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick, he's the greatest filmmaker of all time. You know, what he did for film is unreal, man. Kubrick kind of just, he broke the rules of filmmaking and made new ones. Kubrick is the definition of a film Chad. There you go. Or Rich Entertainment. General Kenobi, yes. I got promoted. This is not a promotion I was expecting today. Here, let me get in...
Okay, we're back.
Oh, you're back? Okay. I hope I felt so much pressure there. I was like,
Yeah, you're promoting. You have ownership of basically Star Wars now.
Yep, there we go. Now I own 50% of this channel. You now have to give me 50% of your revenue. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know what like I clicked on like this side right here and it just said bye.
Oh yeah, that's I think those are like back buttons. If you click one, it just takes
right. I guess so.
Yeah,
but figured that out now. Anyways, we're back. All right. Oh wow, we got a lot of comics. Comics? No, comments. Okay, we have an Aquaman show. I'm not a fan of Aquaman. What do you think of Aquaman?
I think it is just kind of whatever. But
yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
Yeah,
but I mean, he at least, or like he likes it, but it is very flawed. Definitely in the script. Oh, there's a sequel. I forgot about that.
They are making an Aquaman 2, I guess. You know what sequel?
I'll check it out
for DC. I'm excited for Shazam 2, my man.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be cool. I would kind of appreciate if it was just kind of like one kind of standalone family movie, but you know, bigger can be better sometimes. So like this kind of, you know, gods thing, whatever they called it.
Fury
of the Gods.
Fury of the Gods. Yeah, I'm excited. Here's one. I have a question for you before we get into the next comment. Well, first of all, where do you stand on Joker from last year? I'm curious.
Okay, so when I watched it, it was it kind of was in the time when I was getting into serious movies, and this was a, you know, very accessible serious drama movie because it was a comic book movie.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I appreciated it. It's not like a fun movie. Like you want to watch it for the filmmaking, the acting, and all of that still remains very true. It's just not up there for me. It's just like a movie I respect more than I enjoy, which makes sense because you know, you can definitely find enjoyment of it just because it's really well made. But just for someone who really enjoys rewatching movies, I can't say, even though it was definitely trying to be deep and thinky. I know, very intelligent word.
No, yeah, that's
it didn't stick in my mind the way that let's say, for example, Hereditary, a movie that I really did not enjoy. What it had to say is still sticking in my mind a lot more than Joker.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the messaging. I appreciate that it was made, but just some of the themes and stuff didn't really hit me, and it felt kind of, I don't know, not generic, but in a way generic. But
I
overall,
totally
really appreciate it, and I'm glad it got nominated. Like I'm totally with it being nominated for Best Picture, and Joaquin deserved that award.
Yes, Phoenix deserved that, and then Hildur, the score in that, oh my,
unreal.
Like, so to kind of talk about more, to kind of segue back into the future of DC, there have been some rumors about Joker sequels. How would you feel about that? Because as someone who really liked the movie, I'm kind of mixed. I'm curious to see what you.
I'm mixed as well. I would like to see what they could do next. That would definitely be more comic book movie. Like he would have his goons, and maybe we could see the evolution of Batman.
Right.
I'm not sure how you can make a sequel, a true sequel to the movie we got, because that's kind of left up to interpretation.
Yep.
But yeah, if it's a sequel, it's definitely going to be more comic movie with his goons. It'll be action pieces, which would feel weird because then it's not a sequel. It's like, the like the same actor and same character, same universe, same director, composer, all of that, but just with a completely different movie and tone. Right. So if it happens, I will watch it, but it doesn't feel necessary.
Yeah, I completely agree, because like I said, I loved Joker for basically the reason of it's not like the Joker that we know. This is an Elseworlds version of the character. Yeah, there's like, winks and nods and looks at, previous versions and like things like that. There's things in there where you're like, oh yeah, I can definitely see like that's the Joker. But I liked this version because of how different it was. Different in a good way. Different in unlike, Leto, who I think was different in a bad way. I think this version was different in a good way. And I really, really like what they did there. And I felt like part of what was so good about it to me was like there's no universe like attached to it. It's its own thing. It's a one-off. And I don't know. I feel like if they did a sequel, it would kill kind of a part of the magic for me.
Totally. No, that's a good way of saying it. Yeah.
And also, I don't know how familiar. Are you familiar with Todd Phillips's previous work at all? Or
I know he did like some rom-coms and stuff.
Like, he did the Hangover movies.
Right.
Yeah. So the first Hangover movie is pretty fine. Obviously, like comedy is subjective. Some people think it's stupid. Some people like it. But the problem with Hangover 2 and 3 is they're essentially the same movie in a different location. So some people were like, okay, well, if this guy's writing and directing Joker sequels, are we just going to get the same movie, but with like different locations? So I'm a little worried because, I mean, I think he definitely, I don't think he was doing anything particularly like new or revolutionary behind the camera. I think what carried that film so well was the cinematography, was the performance, was the music. Yes. Those three things. I think when you start to examine the script, it's definitely got issues. But because those three things are so solid, the performance, the cinematography, and the music, it kind of tricks a lot of people, and it tricked me for a long time into thinking the movie was a masterpiece. It's not a masterpiece. So it has me worried, like, what would he even do with like a Joker 2 or a Joker 3? I don't know. I don't know that Todd Phillips is the guy to make more movies in this world. If it were from any other filmmaker, I'd be like, okay, well, maybe. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm always willing to give it a chance, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, same with me. I definitely would give it a chance. I wouldn't be too concerned about, even though I haven't seen The Hangover. Is it a trilogy or?
It is a trilogy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned about that concerned. Just because like it's a totally different source material.
Of course.
So he would change it. He would change it up, but I think the change up would just be so unrelated to the movie we got. It's kind of like why, but sometimes just the question why can be cool. Like, well, we're doing this because we saw the drama that we were trying to get an Oscar for and trying to change the comic book genre. Now we have this great actor, director, and composer, and we're going to make an action movie. So if they don't make it an action movie, then I think it would be kind of unnecessary. Like if they're going to make a sequel, I would love to see an action movie. If they're going to make another drama, we saw the drama. He's the Joker now.
Yeah.
He's crazy. So
yeah, gotcha.
Okay, we have lots of comments, and I'm so sorry I skipped over them. Okay, I'm reading the parts where I disappeared. You talked about Stanley Kubrick. Love to hear it.
My boy. Are you a big Kubrick fan, or have you seen many of his films? Or
Let's see, which ones have I seen? I've seen 2001. Loved it.
nice.
I think that might be it. Oh, The Shining. The Shining. Of course, he did that one as
Shining.
well.
Oh yeah, my favorite horror movie for sure. My favorite horror movie. I don't know where you stand on that, but the
It's up there for me. It's just it's hard to love a movie like that. That's all the iconic shots, so that loses its effect. It's acclaimed as one of the best movies ever made. Definitely up there, but I'm definitely more into like the campy horror. So Scream is my favorite horror movie. I think you cut out a bit. Yeah, you're frozen on your end. Okay, well, until we get that working, I can try out a new StreamYard thing. So we'll be back soon. Okay, and it's just me. This is my first time trying StreamYard. It would be a miracle if it worked perfectly. Okay, until I figure out what's going on, I'll try to run through some questions and I'll try to contact him. Okay, let's see. I'll just run through some stuff real quick. Oh, we're actually pretty caught up on the comments. Oh, Wonderful Life. I can talk about that. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that movie. I was going to talk about it more on the David and Aiden show, but I'm not sure when that episode's coming out. But overall, it's just a really, really good and heartfelt Christmas movie. And it really got me wanting to check out more classics. So you did it, Orc. You got me into that movie, and you may want to check out classics. So your mission is complete. I was thinking that if they did Joker 2, it could be about him meeting Harley. Like, that seems so out of left field for the world they set up. Like, just Harley Quinn does not fit in that universe. It would have to be a very different interpretation of Harley Quinn. Like, she can't be the quirky Harley that we know. I can't be alone on that feeling. I feel like that would be just kind of be out of left field. Yes, you did it, Oric. Okay. We're going to get him back in here and we're going to... Yes, I have. It is one of my favorite things ever during the summer when it came out. It was my favorite thing ever. I was a fan of the soundtrack well before it came on Disney Plus. But then when I actually saw it live with the beautiful camera work and the amazing cast, it's so amazing and so well written. One of my favorite pieces of content ever. So yes, I very much like Hamilton. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that, especially with the multiverse and stuff. And
am I back? Okay.
You're back.
Yeah, well, I guess the universe thought it was only fair that since I had my time on the channel, you have your time. So
all right, I just caught up on some comments. Let's see. I honestly wish Joker 2 wouldn't exist because Joker, I agree with that.
100% agree.
Batfleck solo movie or Pattinson? Even though I like Batfleck, I want to see Robert Pattinson take the mantle.
Pattinson is gonna kill it. I love Robert Pattinson to death. I don't even care. I know there's some weirdos who are like, oh, Twilight. I'm like, dude,
that's yeah.
Like, just watch other movies. Like, if you really just want to sit there and complain about one bad thing that he was in, like, please just watch more movies. Like,
yeah, watch more movies. Watch the highlight reels he's done. Like I haven't seen any of his movies, but
okay. Watch The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse, that's the one I need to check out.
Dude, that was my favorite movie of last year. I
nice.
adore The Lighthouse. Okay, I will say it's weird. Like it's really, really weird. And it might not be your thing, but I think even if it's not your thing, I think you can still at least appreciate Pattinson and Dafoe because they're giving the
Yeah.
best. I think both of them honestly are giving the best performances of their careers.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yes, and Robert Eggers is a master behind the camera. I actually think that The Lighthouse is this generation's The Shining, and I don't say that
Interesting.
lightly.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
I think it's very good.
All right. I'll definitely watch. I was kind of at first I really want to check it out after watching Hereditary during the weekend. I was kind of like, if it's kind of like Hereditary, then maybe I won't like it. But it does seem pretty different. Is it anywhere near Hereditary?
No, it's not like Hereditary. It's very. I don't even know what I would compare it to. If I had to compare it to anything, I guess it'd be The Shining. It'd be like imagine a smaller scale Shining. And
Okay. Okay.
that's it.
That makes sense because they're trapped in the lighthouse and stuff happens there.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. That sounds interesting. I'll give it a watch.
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay. Okay, we were talking about older films real quick.
Yeah, no problem.
I don't have any opinions on that because I'm just getting into older movies.
Well,
Cat, welcome.
Buster Keaton, I haven't been too familiar with, but Charlie Chaplin made one of my favorite films ever made, Modern Times, which I highly recommend you check out.
Okay,
Modern Times is, I think, the pinnacle of silent filmmaking. It's amazing.
Okay.
It's phenomenal.
I don't think I've watched any silent films since I was like a little kid on like TV or my dad showing me old films, but I will give it a chance. I'm trying to get into cinema trademark.
You can watch it on YouTube for free.
Cool. Modern Times. Okay, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, I just saw Man of Steel. Okay, I want to talk about Man of Steel. I just saw Man of
let's
Steel
go.
for the first time in years, much better than I remembered. Up there, let's go. Yes. Okay, I love to hear that.
Cool, man. Man of Steel, I think, is a very, very good film. I don't think, for me, I guess it just doesn't grab me. I don't feel the need to, I got to watch Man of Steel today. I don't feel the need to want to go back and rewatch it. But I think it's a good film. I think it's pretty good. I don't hate it or anything. I think it's pretty fun. I like, I definitely don't hate this interpretation of the character. Not my ideal Superman, personally, but like I said earlier, but yeah, I don't think Man of Steel's bad. I think it's pretty good. And hey, man, if it's up there with The Dark Knight and Infinity War for you, man, awesome.
Yeah, no, it used to be really up there for me. Like when I kind of saw it during the summer for like second time in years. Yeah, it was really fun watching it. It's definitely not like great in quality, but I just really enjoyed that film.
Yeah.
Good Time with Robert. Yeah, that's another one of his movies. He's had lots of A24 movies.
Oh yeah, Good Time is a movie I've heard nothing but good things about. I need to see it.
Oh, and then he was in Tenet. I just forgot about that. Yeah, no, he was in Tenet. He was good in that. He was kind of faded in the back, but that's not really him.
Did you like Tenet? I still haven't seen it, unfortunately.
It was good. It was definitely a little convoluted for enjoyment. The only benefit I would get out of rewatching it is understanding the plot, which is kind of a negative. But overall, it's an experience that any film fan and any Nolan fan should watch. Oh no, I think we're gonna lose him again. Okay, he's lagging a bit. I will run through some comments. North by Northwest. Sorry, I was distracted. No, so far I've enjoyed it. I only watched the first hour, but that was pretty fun so far. I'm definitely going to have to finish it up. Psycho is overrated. Ritsky, welcome. I'm glad you can make it. You caught us in the middle of a technical difficulty, but I'm glad you are here. 12 Angry Men's, yes.
Oh, okay, am I back? Am I back?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I have no idea what's going on. This is so sad. I was about to join on my phone. I was like, dude, if this keeps going on, I'm gonna. I think what it is my mom works from home and she uses the internet, and I think that
would make sense. Yeah.
So if I cut out a few times, I apologize, but it happens.
Angie, hello, welcome. Modern Times. Okay, cool. Oh, it's on HBO Max. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Zach,
Zian. What do you mean by Zian?
Yeah.
He has amazing. I think he means Zack Snyder. I think. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. Oh, after credits is piecing out.
See you later, my man. Have a good one.
No problem. No, I'm very glad this was fun streaming. Yeah, I'm glad you can join and have a good one. And he's gone, and he's back.
I am back. Yes.
Yeah, Zack Snyder.
Yeah, I kind of figured him out. Yeah,
Okay.
I pretty much agree with that.
Yeah. Drive. Yeah, that's Gosling's film. I gotta check that one out.
Ooh, Drive's a good one. It's like a modern day Taxi Driver, with a bit like with a lot
Oh,
of
is it? Okay.
yeah, it's like a modern day Taxi Driver. That's kind of all I have to say about it. It's very good, very good. Gosling is great in that movie.
Nice. Okay. Do you have any more comments about the future of DC? Any projects you want to talk about? If not, then we can move on to our final topic.
I guess last thing I'd say about the future of DC is I just hope they continue doing this director-driven stuff, because I think it definitely separates them apart from Marvel. In a good way. It's not like, oh, we need to make a cinematic universe to compete with them. No, we can just do our own thing. You know, they just
exactly.
They're doing what Marvel isn't doing, and that's, you know, letting creatives go wild. At least in my opinion, I don't think Marvel's doing a good job of letting their directors do whatever. But hey, you know what? Maybe with this new phase of Marvel movies, maybe they're gonna start doing that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.
This
about
is a film question in general. Well, what's the best put on in the background film? For me, it's any Star Wars movie that's not A New Hope or Empire, because you gotta watch those with your full attention. But for me, it's any of those.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Best. Okay, so this is a really obscure movie. It's very bad. It is fundamentally a bad movie, but it is my favorite bad movie of all time, and it will forever be in my top 100 at the 100th spot. And when I say the title of this movie, you're gonna know, oh my god, this is a train wreck, and I haven't even seen it, but I highly recommend watching it because it's so much fun. All right, it's called Airplane versus Volcano. You watch it, and it will ascend you as a human being. It is a truly phenomenal experience. It's a horrible film. You can watch it on Tubi, which is a streaming app for free. You can watch it on there.
That Shia LaBeouf I see?
No, that is Dean Cain.
Okay,
Dean Cain played Superman on TV once, which is pretty funny.
I gotta show this to the chat.
Yes. The greatest bad movie ever made. I don't care what anybody wants. Like, they want to talk about Sharknado. No, dude. Airplane versus Volcano. That's where it's at as far as bad movies.
Look at this. This is glorious.
Yes. Oh yes. I want. You know, Dean Cain was doing a signing in my area, and I was like, if only I had a Blu-ray copy of Airplane versus Volcano, I would have got him to sign it. I love that movie so much. It's like, oh, it's everything I love about bad movies. It's so fun.
The poster is just everything.
Yeah, it even has the based on a true story thing on there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, okay, I love it.
This is amazing.
Yeah, please watch it. I'd love to hear what you think. It's amazing. Everyone in the chat, go download Tubi on your Xbox or whatever. It's free, and go watch Airplane versus Volcano. You will ascend at least 10 IQ points by watching it.
I love to hear that. Let's see. Okay, another film question. Who's your favorite director, and who do you consider to be the best director? Favorite, probably, it changes on what I'm feeling. Sam Raimi, Rian Johnson, Christopher Nolan, Greta Gerwig. Best, I mean, everybody says Stanley Kubrick, and I don't feel like that's coming sincere. I don't know who's the best, because I kind of just watch directors that make good movies and that I enjoy, but like the best, I can't comment on that yet in my film journey. What about you?
I'd say best is Kubrick, as you can expect. But favorite, I mean, Kubrick's definitely up there as my favorite. I think because I have a nostalgia for him, I'd have to say Damien Chazelle, because he literally, Whiplash made me want to make movies. So I feel like I have that kind of nostalgia for him. Although it'd be hard for me to say that he's my favorite, because he's only made 4 movies. But right. All 4 of them are great in my opinion. But have you seen his short film that he put out this year called The Stuntman?
No, I haven't actually.
Very good. There's a lot of like weirdos that are hating on it because it's shot in vertical, and it's shot in vertical.
Oh, I've seen the ad for that.
Yeah. Apple was annoying with how much they advertised it, but Chazelle did a really good job with that. Actually, I was kind of surprised. He made it feel less like a gimmick and more like, oh yeah, it's actually really cool to see a young director take this filmmaking style and ascend it to what it could be. to its fullest potential.
Nice. No, that sounds really cool. Yes, no, gun behind the camera just always gets me excited.
Oh yeah.
Yes, please. I'm not sure what that's
He's
referring
probably
to.
talking. I think he's talking about Airplane versus Volcano.
Okay, I would hope so.
Yeah.
That seems like cinema. Some of your favorite directors, just listing them off.
Yep.
Andy Serkis. Oh my God, Social Network blew me away.
Aaron Sorkin is a phenomenal human being.
He is.
Yes. Have you seen Steve Jobs?
No, he wrote that too.
Yes, so underrated.
I love that. I'm gonna love that. Okay, awesome.
I was captivated from the first scene to the last, and
Nice.
I think Michael Fassbender is also one of the most underrated actors out there.
Oh, he plays Steve Jobs.
Yes, he does play Steve Jobs.
Cool,
And
okay.
I know. Are you familiar? Not to segue into Star Wars, so I won't talk about this too much. But are you familiar with the Old Republic stuff?
Just like I know of it, I've seen like the clips on YouTube, but
Oh
yeah.
man, okay, so you gotta play the Knights of the Old Republic games, man.
Right. Yeah.
So good. But I know everybody wants Keanu as Revan, but I'm like,
Right.
I mean, I like Keanu, but man, I don't know that Keanu can pull off the emotional depth that Revan has. And honestly, my number one pick for Revan is Michael Fassbender.
Okay, cool.
He would. Oh my lord! Grant, if they made Revan a guy, I know there because Revan in the games he's whatever in the comics. Well, not in the comics. Well, yeah, in the comics, in the books, he is a guy. But I mean, they make it to where Revan can just be like whatever you want as the player when you're playing the game.
Yeah.
You kind of pick your what your character looks like and stuff like that. So I mean, if they were to make Revan a guy, Michael Fassbender is my number one choice. I don't know who I would want if Revan was a female. I wouldn't be mad. I know there's some weirdos that would be mad about that, but I don't care.
Yeah, I would definitely like make the Phantom Menace, as they call himself, very mad. But
yeah,
that'd be cool. Favorite performances? That's too hard because it's just for so many different reasons. Like all of my favorite comic book movies, I think like all the main characters are up there for me. Of course, all the Star Wars cast.
Yeah,
just more drama related. J.K. Simmons in Whiplash. Of course,
yes.
yeah.
Yep.
I feel like you would have more to say on that one, so you can take that.
Yeah. So Jack Nicholson in The Shining's up there. The Good, the Bad, and the I think Clint Eastwood's pretty fun in The Good, the Bad.
Yeah.
He's I mean, he's very like stoic. He's doing the Clint Eastwood thing, but I don't mind it. It's Clint Eastwood,
yeah.
Favorite performances? I think Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe in The Lighthouse. Genuinely, I think they're top tier.
Okay, cool.
I think Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons in Whiplash are phenomenal. And then, Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter in the Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, those are a couple.
Nice.
Yeah, Silence of the Lambs is so good.
I gotta watch that. I think that would be that would be a like cinematic horror movie that I like because my taste in horror is trash. I like Ready or Not. Scream is like a good movie though, but it's just
Ready
or
Not is awesome, man.
It is awesome. Okay, I'm glad you think it's awesome. I know
Ready or Not is so cool. No, dude, that was some of the most fun I had of the movies last year.
It's so fun. Yeah.
When I go to a movie like that, all I want is a fun time. That's why I also loved Crawl. Did you see Crawl?
Crawl. Oh, that's The Grudge. I was trying to think of the poster.
It was produced by Sam Raimi. He didn't direct it, but he produced it. It's about this girl who her father is trapped in a hurricane, and their house is caught in the middle of a hurricane, and she goes back to get her dad out of there. And it just so happens that they live by an alligator infested area, and it's kind of like imagine like a slasher flick with an alligator in a hurricane. It sounds ridiculous. Sounds ridiculous. And it's not even like bad. It's genuinely like really fun and enjoyable. I like Crawl a lot. There's like
I saw Chris Steckman's review like when it came out. So now I've heard of it. But that does sound like something I would like.
It's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. That was actually a fun fact. That was Tarantino's favorite movie of last year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fan of culture. Okay.
Love that guy.
One movie everyone should see that isn't a Star Wars film. I would say Social Network.
Social Network. Those are two great ones. Those are two great ones right there. Yeah. Also, I would say, while it's not my favorite movie of all time, it isn't in my top 5. I genuinely think, just in terms of what it did for cinema, how unique it was for the time, and even now, what films it inspired. I think The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is something that everyone should watch. If you love film, you should watch that movie. It's in my top 5. I that third act is like, whoa! I love every second of that third act.
So good, yeah. It's so captivating. And like, me being like a 13-year-old kid, I'm like, I'm not gonna like this. It's old. But then I'm so glad my dad forced me to watch it because I really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah. I would say to you and to everybody out there, force yourself to watch older movies, and you will be rewarded.
Yes, no, you really will, and that's the same reason I hesitated on watching Wonderful Life. But I'm so glad. Or right here, his comment. Yeah, no, he forced me to watch that, and I'm so happy I did.
Gotcha. He was instead. He's talking about Michael Fassbender, I assume.
Oh yeah, sorry, I just completely skipped over his comment.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, he was really good as Magneto.
Yeah, I saw somebody say the Old Republic is a cool era. That is true.
That is very true.
I don't want to. We'll have to. We got to do a Star Wars episode.
This was fun.
Dude.
There's so much to talk about.
There's so much I'd love to talk about, and also the reason I want to do a Star Wars episode with you of this is you're a huge fan of The Last Jedi, right? You're definitely a big fan of The Last Jedi?
I am, yes.
Okay. I don't hate it. I know there's a lot of people that hate that movie. I'm kind of in the middle. I think we could have a genuinely interesting discussion, not just about that film, but like about Star Wars as a whole. About Star Wars as a whole. I think we could have a really interesting discussion about that. But the Old Republic is my favorite part of the Old Republic is my favorite part of Star Wars, period. Across everything. Films, shows, everything. Knights of the Old Republic 2, that game, that game in particular, it's my favorite story, period. Knights of the Old Republic 2's story changed how I see the world, and I've never had a film or anything do that for me.
Really? Wow. Okay, nice.
Yeah, it takes the Star Wars conventions of good and evil and kind of puts a cool and interesting spin on it, and it also kind of forces you to look deeper into both sides of the Sith and the Jedi. And the writer, Chris Avellone, who is a phenomenal video game writer, he actually, fun fact, I actually got mentored by him a little bit in writing. And it was a dream come true because I grew up playing Knights of the Republic on my Xbox when I was like 4 years old. And then I went back to it like a couple of years ago, beat it all the way through. And I got to tell you, man, you got to play Knights of the Old Republic too.
Okay.
It is.
Where's it on? Like, where can I play it?
You can play it on Steam and Xbox. It's not on PlayStation.
No.
Now, I will say I definitely recommend getting it on Steam because you can download the restored content mod on the Steam Workshop. And basically, not to go on a tangent, we'll get back to comic books in like 2 seconds, I promise. But the problem with that game was there was a lot of content that was cut from the game. But fans were able to find the content that was cut in the files of the game still, and they made a mod that restored all that cut content.
Nice.
And that story, I'm telling you, it literally changed the way I see the world and morality and everything. My dream project as a director, I would love to do a faithful adaptation of Knights of the Old Republic 2 in particular as like a series on Disney Plus.
Nice.
Because there's so many people like you, for example, or other people that didn't play the games that are missing out on such a phenomenal story.
Right. And like video games are so like time consuming and they or like a big time consuming. They require dedication, motivation. Watching a movie or watching a show doesn't. So I really wish they explored that era more.
Yeah. I hope they get to Knights of the Old Republic one day. I'd love that.
Obi-Wan is back. You love to see it.
Good. We love that. Obi-Wan.
Oh my god, I am so excited.
Heath Ledger's Joker is perfection. Yes, I agree.
He is.
God rest his soul. He was gone way too soon, man. I would have loved to have seen what he would have done, like even more after.
Yeah. Favorite Star Wars game? I haven't played too many, but I know yours.
Oh yeah, so Knights of the Old Republic 2. From a story perspective, Knights of the Old Republic 2. From a pure gameplay perspective, the original Battlefront 2, not the EA one. Cool. The original Battlefront 2 that were released in 2005 when I was just a wee 4-year-old lad.
Nice.
I played that every day on my PS2. That was one of the first video games I ever played. Did you play the original Battlefront 2?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you poor soul.
I missed out.
You missed out, man. It's that one's on Steam as well. Highly recommend it. The campaign is really good. That actually, I mean, if I weren't to adapt anything and tell my own original story, I mean, granted it would kind of be based off this campaign, but the campaign of this game is, while kind of minimalistic, is really good. It tells the story through journal logs of clone troopers from the Revenge of the Sith era, and it's the end of the Revenge of the Sith era going into A New Hope, and you basically get to live the story of the clone troopers becoming clone stormtroopers. It
Nice.
is phenomenal. The monologue for the mission Nightfall, where you get to play as the clone troopers as they go to kill the Jedi on Order 66. It's amazing. It blew my mind. It's so good. But yeah. Also,
nice. I'm gonna have to check that out.
yeah, and also just Battlefront 2 from a gameplay perspective is just so much fun. But yeah, Battlefront 2 and Knights of the Republic 2 for me. Did you play like Fallen Order and stuff like that, or?
I played Fallen Order. I liked the story. Wasn't a big fan of the gameplay, but the story was fun. A little small scaled for me to like go crazy about it, but it was a fun time.
No, yeah, I can understand not liking the gameplay. It's similar to like, are you into Dark Souls at all, or not really?
No. I know of it. I've never tried it, but I have no interest in trying that out.
That's fair. That's fair. See, I will say I'm not gonna try to sway you too hard, but yeah, Dark Souls is definitely synonymous for being a hard game, and
right.
You know, I think they adapted that kind of Souls-like style in Fallen Order quite well. But I recommend giving the Souls games a shot one day. They actually, beyond just being hard games, they actually have a lot to say. The first Dark Souls game is actually, when you dig into the lore and stuff, the first Dark Souls game is actually a commentary on depression, which is wild.
Really? Wow.
You wouldn't think it looking from the outside. It's like, oh, it's just like your standard medieval action fantasy game. But then you like dig into the lore and the storyline, and it's like, wow, this is deep. I actually like teared up when I got to the ending, which is something you don't expect. But yeah,
maybe I'll watch like the movie version on YouTube, or is that like a crime against the game?
I think everyone should play it. It's hard, but it's part of the story. It's all about perseverance. The whole game is about persevering through hard times.
Sure, yeah.
And the game itself is hard. So the gameplay, the story, it all is super cohesive. It's like my third favorite game ever made. It's very good. But
nice.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's cultured. He says Lego Star Wars is the complete saga.
That
Agreed.
Is a
top
solid
tier
pick.
That is my third favorite Star Wars game.
That is an most overrated film. I'm not big in calling movies overrated. But do you have one?
No, I can't say that I've ran into one that was completely overrated. Because especially like the older films that I've seen, I think they all in some way influence the films that we see today. So you can't really call them overrated if they influenced the culture so much to like influence the films that we consume nowadays. So I don't know.
I don't like using that word because, you know, different movies connect for different people, and when you have so many people like in love with a movie, it just feels like kind of pointless to call a movie overrated. But it's not like I don't have anything against people who use that word. It's just not something I usually view movies through.
Yeah, I try to cut back on my negative comments towards film and stuff. I've tried to cut back on that, except for Suicide Squad. That's the one where I'll let out a full tangent, no remorse.
We have exceptions, yes.
That's my one exception. Everything else, I'm like, you know what? I can see the good in this. I can see how some people might like this, you know, blah blah blah. But that's the one where, like, nah, bro, that's no. But
I'm glad, Ulrich. Okay, cool. I'm glad you are now excited about the Star Wars project. And you're right, I did do my job. Nice.
You're playing that game. Nice. Yeah. KOTOR 1, Knights of the Old Republic 1 is good. I like Knights of the Old Republic 1 a lot. For me, it's kind of like standard Star Wars, but Knights of the Old Republic 2 is elevated by Chris Avalone's like phenomenal writing, and he really brings that series to a height that I don't think has ever been seen before in film or anything. And I'm really into Star Wars lore and stuff, kind of. I'm half into it, I'd say, and I'm like 75% into it.
Sure.
But that's the best Star Wars story I've ever seen. It's phenomenal.
Let's see. Okay, let's just do a rapid fire of some of them, and then we can look at this Oops, sorry, didn't show up on screen, but that article about the upcoming stuff, and then we can give our thoughts on, or like our closing thoughts.
Okay.
So going into the rapid fire. What's the best and worst, in my opinion, or your opinion, the trio comic book R-rated films? Okay.
Yeah, I guess just rank them and from 1 to 3.
Sure.
You go first.
I haven't seen Deadpool, so Logan, Joker. I don't like. I like. They're just very different. Not very. They're
Yeah.
actually not that different. Well, Logan is more. It's an action movie, and Joker is not. But yeah, Logan is at the top, and Joker is just isn't that movie for me. So
Yeah. I have a personal connection to Joker because I was so excited for that movie. And actually, what part of what got me into filmmaking was like, I mean, I know Whiplash, right? But growing up, I saw The Dark Knight at such a young age, and I loved it, and I loved the character of the Joker. And then Suicide Squad disappointed me, and then I found out, oh, they're making a Joker solo movie, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then I found out that at the time, Martin Scorsese was set to produce it. And at the time when they announced this, I didn't know who Martin Scorsese was, and I was like, and everybody else did. So I was like, wait, this is a huge problem. I need to study film more. And then one thing led to another. I started studying more films, and because of that, I ended up watching Whiplash, and then that made me want to, make movies. So in that way,
okay, cool
it's all because, in a weird way, the whole reason I am into film
because of Joker,
is because of Joker. Yeah. So, but if
that's
I'm
actually
rating
really cool.
them, if I'm rating the films like as objectively as I can, objectivity in art doesn't really exist, but I'd say like Logan, Joker, Deadpool. But yeah.
Okay, cool. You're cutting out a little bit. We're both cutting out. Okay. Are we good?
I think we're fine. I think we're good.
Okay.
Uh-oh. No, yep, we're fine.
Okay, cool. We can't have another one.
No.
I have not played the Halo games.
They're good. They're good.
They're good. Favorite TV show, favorite series is Defending Jacob, but favorite TV is definitely like my guilty pleasure CW shows, Arrow and Flash. I can always find enjoyment in that. But actual good shows, Daredevil.
For me, it's Breaking Bad. Yes, Breaking Bad is my favorite live action thing. Whiplash is my favorite. Nice. Whiplash is my favorite movie, but in terms of live action storytelling, it's Breaking Bad all the way. The whole Breaking Bad universe, like Breaking Bad, El Camino, Better Call Saul, that whole like trilogy of like filmmaking is unlike anything I've ever seen before. I highly recommend it, my man. It's very good.
Yeah, no, I would definitely check that out very soon, one day.
Yes, very soon, because Better Call Saul is having its season finale next year, or series finale.
Okay.
So that now would be a good time to catch up on it, so you're ready for the series finale when it ends next year.
Oh, cool. Okay. I didn't know that show was still was on right now.
Yeah, it's still going. I'm very excited. Better Call Saul is a prequel to Breaking Bad, but I recommend watching Breaking Bad first.
Okay.
Because then you can really appreciate all the stuff that goes on in Better Call Saul. Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Okay.
I feel that.
And Stranger Things. Those are two very good shows.
Yes. Clone Wars is very good.
Oh, we kind of talked about that earlier. We're both pretty confident.
Yeah, we're cautiously optimistic, I'd say.
I pulled that up earlier, so happy you're here.
Thoughts on Star Wars Resistance?
I haven't seen it, but it doesn't look like worth my time.
Agreed.
Yeah. Alien Isolation. Have not.
I have
not heard about it. What about you?
Not played it either. I watched a playthrough once, but that was about it.
All right, we're good now.
All right, cool.
Gotcha. Okay, I think we're getting closer. I think Marvel won't be afraid to make it very long. I'm not sure what we're talking about.
No, me either.
Oh, this one.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
I think it'll be a lengthy movie for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a lot of stuff to talk about there.
Unfortunately, I'm done with the CW. I don't blame you. But I'll check out Superman and Lois. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Yeah, I was never really a big CW guy, but my friend's a huge CW fan.
Yeah, they're totally like guilty pleasure content, very formulaic, very soap opera. But there's definitely some enjoyment in that.
Yeah, man, you like what you like, you know.
I actually haven't heard about that. Thoughts on the Alien franchise, an upcoming TV show?
Alien is a series I need to see, is a series of films I need to see because I've heard Ridley Scott is like top tier, so I need to watch more Ridley Scott stuff.
Yeah, no,
But
his first two are really good. I haven't seen any of the others, but hopefully I can catch up because that sounds actually really cool. Like that feels like a good franchise that would fit in TV form. Um, okay, I like this comment.
yeah,
Like, guys, I need to meditate. Thank you so much for hanging out with Obi-Wan.
yeah, thank you.
We
Hey,
didn't hear
maybe
since
you'll
the
teach me
beginning.
some.
We didn't even for
We need you to teach me some Jedi stuff next time. Teach us both. Teach us your ways.
Flash was. I don't know about the oh wait part because it was pretty amazing.
I think he's saying that to like to the Martin Scorsese thing where like comic book movies aren't cinema. I think that's the joke. I think that's the joke. I could be wrong, but
I think that's the joke. Yeah. Okay. And final comment. Then it went downhill. Yes. Did you watch The Flash?
No, I tried. I didn't grab me personally, but I respect it.
That's fair. Okay, so I think let's see. Overall, we have talked about most of these. Okay, Black Adam. Have any
Black
thoughts
Adam.
on that?
Well, considering The Rock has talked about this like it's his passion project, and he's been wanting to get this movie made forever, he said that excites me. That's because right. Seeing him excited about and any director talking about how excited they are to make a movie and how passionate they are, that gets me excited. Like Patty, did you see Patty Jenkins's like thing about Rogue Squadron?
Oh my god, that's why I am so excited for that movie.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'll check it out, and then I watched the trailer for her, and she talked about like how she wanted to make the best ace pilot film ever, and she talked about her dad and stuff. I was like, yes. We need this passion in Star Wars. I love passionate filmmakers coming into this universe and telling their stories. I love that stuff.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited for Black Adam. How about you?
Like I am definitely excited about it. Like you said, The Rock being so passionate about a project and just getting even more ripped for a role. Like, yeah, that's like scary.
Large man, yes.
I know. No, it's gonna be a good movie. I mean, I don't know that, but it looks like it is going to be a good movie. So
yeah, I'm sure it will be.
All right, joke explained now.
Gotcha.
Was underrated. I actually kind of agree. Okay, let's see. Any other ones? We talked about that.
Oh my. Well,
this is cinema.
We didn't touch on this Snyder Cut a lot. I mean, we talked about it in passing. In general, how are you feeling about the Snyder Cut?
Oh no, yeah, no, I'm excited for it because the Justice League, as people call it, that was just kind of just very generic studio made, just a very boring, bland film. And this seems like it's going to be not that.
Like the opposite, yeah.
The exact opposite, yeah.
No, yeah, I'm kind of looking at this like I know this isn't. I mean, for me especially, and I know some people will probably agree with me. This isn't really what I would want from a Justice League. Like when I think of the Justice League, I think of like the Justice League cartoon and things like that.
Yeah.
But I'm treating this the way I did Joker. It's an Elseworlds version of these characters as like a one-off thing, and that's I feel like when you watch a movie like this or like Joker, that's how you can get the most enjoyment out of it. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see Snyder complete his vision after all the crap he went through,
Exactly. Yeah, all the personal tragedy. It's going to be very rewarding for the fans and for him.
Yep.
The Flash. I'm so excited to see one of my favorite characters like on screen. I'm not a big fan of Ezra's kind of stuttery, jokey performance.
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall it'll be a solid film. I'm just excited to see what they can springboard off this movie.
Oh, yeah. You? I'm very excited, but I think you passed the sleeper hit. DC's Super Pets, man. Yeah.
Oh my god, how could I forget about this?
How could you forget about actual cinema? But on all honesty, I know nothing about that. But the Flash, yeah, man. I mean, again, it seems like a passion project for Ezra Miller, so that's exciting. And hearing their kind of like their pitch for it gets me really excited. And yeah, I'm ready to see what they can do because the Flash, it's been a long time coming for Mr. Allen because he has not had a movie ever, I think.
That's right. Yeah.
A live action, theatrically released film. So it's been a long time coming for him, and I'm happy for Flash fans.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great, and I am a Flash fan. I can't wait to see that on the big screen. So yeah.
Yep.
We briefly talked about this. I kind of said my part. I wish it was kind of like a solo, just kind of a family movie that happened. But they want to make a franchise out of it. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, man, more Shazam. I love Zachary Levi as this character. I just love Zachary Levi in general. He voiced one of my favorite video game characters from Fallout New Vegas, which I think is hilarious. I didn't know that until after I watched the movie, but yeah, I'm very excited because, like I said, I love the first Shazam. So more Shazam is all right with me.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Oh, we got to acknowledge this god tier comment.
Oh yeah, dude. Hey man. What? No. See, watch. See, this is what's gonna happen. No, what's gonna be funny is it's gonna be a Spider-Verse. Could you imagine if it's a Spider-Verse situation where Spider-Verse gets announced and everybody sleeps on it, and it's like, oh, it's kind of whatever, and then it ends up being like one of the best movies, the best comic book films ever. That'd be wild.
That would be. I would actually love that.
That'd be
because it seems cute enough. It seems harmless enough.
Yeah, why not, man?
So imagine if it's like actually quality content.
They're making a Batgirl movie?
Oh yeah, after this is just kind of read more.
Oh, gotcha.
Wait. Oh, that's the link to the article.
Oh, okay.
All of this stuff isn't stuff that was announced at Fandom.
Oh, so I don't think okay. Yeah, we don't need to talk about all that.
Okay, so Aquaman 2, we briefly talked about that when Orc brought up his love for it. What do you think about Aquaman 2? No, actually, we talked about that. We're just gonna kind of see it. We said.
Yeah, I just kind of want to wait and see. I wasn't a huge fan of Aquaman, the first one, but hey, you know what? I'm interested. I don't think they should bring Amber Heard back, but
right.
That's beside the point. I'm still interested. You know.
Yeah, no, I'll watch it. It will definitely be a great time. Hopefully they try something a little different, just besides the very most generic origin story superhero plot.
Yeah.
Hopefully do something a little bit different. But yeah, no, hopefully it's good, and hopefully they don't bring Amber Heard back.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. Let's run through our final questions and then ask the big question: who do you think is gonna be on top this decade?
Oh, I'm excited to talk about that.
I know. Okay, thoughts on Chernobyl? I haven't seen either. What do you think?
I could get into a whole rant about The Walking Dead right now, but I'm not going to. Chernobyl, I unfortunately have not had the pleasure of seeing. The Walking Dead, I think seasons 1 through, I want to say like 5 are pretty solid. I think the last episode that was great was the Negan episode. And if you know what I mean by anybody that watches The Walking Dead, when I say the Negan episode, you know what I'm talking about. It's the name of the episode is called The Day Will Come When You Won't Be. The name of that episode. That's the episode I'm referring to. But yeah, if you've seen that, I think that's when The Walking Dead peaked, and I think everything after that was kind of downhill for me personally. Especially now with like the time jump thing they did, I just thought that was really stupid. I'm happy that it's finally ending because they have been dragging this thing on for years.
Okay, it's finally ending. Like I've heard it, of course. I know there's some comic books, but never watched it because when it was like at its peak, I was way too young. But I think now I can give it a shot. Hopefully, I enjoy it.
I would say I think season 1 is probably the best. Season 1 is if you watch season 1 on its own, it's actually like a really solid post-apocalyptic drama. It's really well done, actually.
Cool. Okay, so one day maybe I'll figure that one out.
Yeah, you'll understand. If you watch the whole thing, you'll definitely know what the Negan episode is. May the force be with you. May the force be with you, my man.
Yeah, he's probably gone now, but thank you so much for watching the stream.
Yeah.
It's a great host. Yes, he is. He's so entertaining. Whenever he was doing something at Fandom, he just owned the screen.
Oh yeah, he's a Chad. I love him.
He is. She's a bad actor. That too. She's not the best. And also, there's some scandal stuff with her and Johnny Depp, right?
Yeah. See, I don't want her around because she just seems like a bad human being. But
right.
Yeah, that's just.
I don't know too much about it, but all I know that there's just some stuff with her relationship with Johnny Depp and some abuse. So that's all I know. So I don't want to speak about something I'm not.
I like that because I think so many people these days, not to get on a tangent, but I think so many people these days like just spout off a bunch of crap that they have no idea what they're talking about.
Right. They just see a headline.
And they're not informed about it at all. They just start saying a bunch of crap and it's just dumb.
Yeah, he's talking about Aquaman. I will never take theaters for granted again. Like I will definitely watch all of the fun movies in theaters.
Oh yeah.
I'll probably I'll be like an adult when Aquaman 2 comes out. But yeah, no, I
Yeah,
would definitely have like a Stubbs card. I'll be able to drive at that point, so I'm not going to take the theaters for granted at that point. I will see all of these comic movies in
I
theaters
miss the movie theater, man. That was
so
my
much. Yeah,
second home last year. I saw like
nice.
30 plus movies in the theater last year, more than I'd ever seen
See, that's the
before.
exact opposite with me. I never went to the theaters, and this was going to be my year where I got into movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, that wasn't
Yeah,
an
unfortunately.
option. Here, you can take this one.
Okay. Also, the Walking Dead common consensus is that seasons 1 through 5 are good, and then 6 through 8 are terrible. And then it got good again. So if you want to watch the show, you'll have to make it through 3 bad seasons. Lol. Fair enough. I would say the 1 through 5 are good. Sorry. I would completely agree with that. And then I think that the Negan episode is like the one bright spot for me, and the newer stuff. But yeah, 6. I would agree. 6 through 8 are god awful.
Alrighty, just kind of. Well, no, the Flash got bad after season 3. So,
Gotcha.
Aquaman, that is it. Well, that too,
What a
and
comment.
everything else. Okay, so we kind of lost people because we've been streaming for 2 hours. But
That's fair enough.
those in the chat now, I want to hear thoughts on this question: Who will come on top this decade? Who will? Because we look back, it was Marvel's year for good reason.
Yep.
But go ahead. You can take it. Who do you think will be on top?
Well, personally, I think. I get the full screen. Cool.
You get the full screen.
Well, so personally, I think they started off with a bang this year with Birds of Prey, which is incredibly underrated. So fun.
Yes.
It was like all the action I could want in a comic book film. It was just so much fun, and I really enjoyed it. And seeing Kathy Yan, I believe is her name is, and Margot Robbie basically do this passion project is really good. And so personally, I think DC will take the decade if they continue to do this passion director-driven stuff that's not tied to a cinematic universe. If Marvel continues down this path of more studio-driven, films and shows that all feel the same, then I think they're going to lose, personally. I think DC is slowly on the rise, like Ori says. But yeah, I think DC will take it 100%. I think the ball's in their court to really slam dunk this thing.
Yeah, no, I really hope that they take this year just because I feel like they deserve it. But I lost the page. But Marvel, I think, just has more content. I think overall, I probably will end up enjoying more DC content because you have the Batman, every single thing that we just talked about. We have Batman, the Flash, the Snyder Cut, the Suicide Squad. I feel like there's a lot more unique stuff, like you said, are more director driven.
Yep. I'm so excited
but at the same time,
I'm so excited for Matt Reeves' Batman.
I know it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, you're good. But at the same time, Marvel is just trying stuff. Like they're trying stuff with characters that we already know, love, are very familiar and comfortable. Like you just kind of get that cozy feeling. Like, oh, I like that character. Oh, he's in a show now. Cool. So it's really a toss up for me. I think overall, I think Marvel will still take the decade just because they're putting out so much content, especially on Disney Plus, which is very people watch every week. It's like Marvel buzz will be there once they start putting out WandaVision and Hawkeye and then Loki. Every week it's Marvel buzz. So I just think overall people will still view Marvel as the winner, and especially since we just scrolled through this, I genuinely thought there was more stuff we had to talk about, but there's not.
I think for me, I mean, maybe I'm alone in this, but I feel like another reason I think DC might come out on top is because I feel like after Endgame, this decade plus long story that people have been invested in for so long, I feel like now that that's over, people are kind of going to be in my boat. Some people are going to be in my boat and just kind of want to move on and not get too wrapped up in another decade-long story. Who knows? I could be wrong. I mean, maybe I will be. I mean, I've been wrong before, but I feel like some people are going to be like, oh, I don't, we just had a big ending for this super climactic thing. I'm not ready to get into another thing. But hey, you know what? maybe we all will get into another thing. Maybe they'll announce Galactus as the next big villain, and they're gonna do Secret Wars, and then I'll just say it straight up. If they do Secret Wars, I'm all in. Do you know what Secret Wars is?
I don't, but that does involve Galactus, right?
It involves Galactus and the Beyonder. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab my graphic novel for it. I'll be right back. I gotta.
Alrighty.
Okay, there it is.
But meanwhile, I will say real quick, like just pulling up that Wikipedia page, there's just so much content and just so much that they can do. Will this work? Oh, that's tiny. I'm not even sure if you guys can see that. But anyways, just on this Wikipedia page alone, there's just so much that comes up just at the beginning of 2023. So I don't know. It's just hard for me to imagine that by the end, it just doesn't feel like Marvel dominated once again. Even though I think Marvel will miss, because, another Ant-Man film. I can't see that being, just like a critic success, but
I am back, by the way. I didn't want to interrupt you. I
right.
wanted to wait for you to say what you're saying. Okay, so this is Secret Wars. If you can, let me get a good angle on it. This is Secret Wars. So Secret Wars came out in, I believe, the 80s. And basically, Secret Wars. Now that I have full screen, I'll show it again. Secret Wars is essentially the biggest crossover event that's ever happened in Marvel. It's got the X-Men, it's got the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, Spider-Man. It's huge. It's really, really big. There's a splash page in here, if I can find it, where you can see, here's a bunch of all the characters together in one big crazy thing that happened. Basically, not to spoil it if it does get made into a movie, I'll keep it very brief. I'll just give it a synopsis. Basically, all these superheroes and all these villains are transported to this one area by the Beyonder. And the Beyonder and Galactus are basically like, hey, you guys have to fight, and whoever wins gets unlimited power or something like that. I'm sure they'll change it in film because it's a little, it's kind of cheesy. But it's still so much fun. But obviously, the superheroes are like, well, we don't really want the unlimited power. Why are we here in the first place? What's the deal with the Beyonder? And they're trying to figure out this mystery and stuff. And fun fact, I have a sealed copy of this. I got it. It was as a collectible. Secret Wars is where the black suit of Spider-Man originated.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's really cool.
This is where it first came from. Secret Wars issue 8. That is where it came from. Spider-Man's suit gets torn up and he finds his black jelly in this Beyonder's quarters, and he touches it, and then the symbiote just kind of takes over him, and that's how he gets the black suit. This was also the first series to introduce Spider-Woman as well.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, Secret Wars is a huge deal, and if they announced that they were doing Secret Wars, I mean, my child brain would just explode. But yeah,
and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, because that just kind of seems like the next thing. Like once they finish, this, and then they get into, as Wikipedia calls, future. I feel like that will be the thing that they announce at Comic-Con, 24.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be, because now, especially now that they have the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, now they can actually do this. They can pull this off. My dad grew up reading me Secret Wars, and that would, if they announced Secret Wars, that would get me fully into the Marvel train again. Until then, I'm gonna probably. Yeah, go ahead.
No. Sorry, no, you go for it.
Oh, okay. That would get me fully back into the Marvel train again, because right now I kind of just want to watch just stuff that I'm interested in. Because like I was saying earlier in the stream, I felt obligated to watch all this stuff because it was all building up to Endgame and Infinity War.
Right.
Now I don't really care. But if they're like, oh yeah, we're doing Secret Wars, I'm in. I'm in instantly.
Right.
I have that nostalgia for it, but also it's such a huge thing, man. The Beyonder is so cool. The Galactus is cool. Doctor Doom's cool. It's just so dope. You got to read it sometime. It's awesome.
No, I definitely will. That's one of my goals. I want to get back into comic books. All right, Jake H says, see you guys. Thank you so much. You've been around for almost the entire stream, so appreciate that.
Thanks for coming out, man.
And Orc is excited for Ant-Man 3. They're bringing my favorite villain, Kang. Right now, I keep hearing about that. So there's stuff to be excited for, even the projects that I.
Whoa.
Apparently, yeah, I've heard. Not rumors of that, but I've just kind of heard people talking about that.
Kang the Conqueror. Wow, I did not expect that. All right.
Alrighty. So I think that's the stream.
Alrighty, man. This has been a pleasure. I really enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, no, this was awesome. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, we gotta do something with Star Wars in the future because I would love to talk about Star Wars with you. I think that'd be a fun
Yeah, no, that
chat.
would be awesome. Nolan, you just missed it.
No, it's
So
okay.
sorry.
The whole thing will be on his channel. It's all good
That's
if you
true.
want to
That's
watch
true.
it.
We can rewatch the stream, and yeah, this will be really fun. Hopefully we can do a Star Wars one like really soon during break
Yeah,
because
man.
this was a blast.
Absolutely.
I will link. Oh, let me. I will highly doubt if. Oh no, no, that's not there. I will link his channel in the description of the stream. I should have done that earlier. My apologies. Let me see if I can find it real quick, just so you can go to that right now.
Yeah, if you want to subscribe, guys, I'd really appreciate it. I mainly post. Well, I've been so inconsistent with posting on there. But I want to post more video essay content in 2021. I have a lot of stuff coming up. I have a short film coming out in January. I plan on capping off this year with a video essay on Whiplash.
There you go. Next.
And then, if you want to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. I'm just a guy that has big dreams of being a filmmaker, and any support at all would be much appreciated.
You got a subscriber.
Well, thank you, Nolan. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, he is a Chazelle stan as well. His favorite movie is La La Land.
Whiplash.
So yeah. No, Nolan.
Oh, Nolan. Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, no.
So you're a fellow.
Big...
I will welcome you with open arms into the channel. To see a fellow Chazelle shill stan person, we love that.
Alrighty. So yeah. Once again, his link will be right there in the chat, and also in the description. So with that being said, thank you all of you guys who are still here. Not quite my tempo. Oh, that's right. He's not like a massive fan of Whiplash, but he still appreciates it.
Fair enough.
Alrighty. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Those of you who stick around for the entire stream, especially you, Oric. You've literally been here for almost 2 hours, so appreciate that a lot. This was fun. Once again, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Alrighty. Bye, guys.